Hello everyone. Welcome to today's drawing practice live stream. We have been drawing together every day. When did it start this year? It started on the 1st of December, and I have been sharing daily references. There hasn't been a live stream every day, but it has for most of the days. And I'm curating a selection of reference images to give us all something to draw from. Because sometimes, it can be helpful to have that decision made, and it can be fun to be drawing the same person as other people. And today we have Sara. Sara Bullock is here as our inspiration today, and she is a very inspiring, empowering, encouraging person. So it's really great to be able to draw with Sara. Draw Sara. I don't know if Sara's here, but let me know in the chat. I see a few of you are here. If anyone is here, especially for Sara. Shannon says hi, Hannah Marie says hi, Kiki says hi. How am I? Today I'm a bit under the weather, but we're going to draw together anyway. Nick Art, Toto, Michael, Gabriela, it's nice to have you all here. I'm on my ink spread at the moment. I'll show you. Oh, and just so I don't forget, because Ulverine is here, I have a webinar coming up on Sunday, and there is a link in the description, and you can follow. It's going to be at this time on Sunday, and it's going to be leaning into likeness. So playful, light drawing exercises. I'll show you some of the drawings that I was as I was brainstorming for this. So this was one from Owasso Found Photos, and this is just like a really loose, almost blind drawing, and then just like drawing on top of it, and just like with no real plan, just trying to do some playful stuff. So the combination of blind drawing and then attentive drawing is just one of the things that we'll be playing around with on Sunday. So I'd really love to have you there. So many people are already registered, which is great. And my mentorship, the webinar is open to everyone. The mentorship is open to a few, and it is starting. The webinar is kind of like session 0, and it's this kind of playful way of drawing is something that's going to be, I feel, is integral to the creative practice that I will be sharing and guiding you through, and we'll be working with together. So it's going to be really cool, really fun. Hello Ed. Wi-Fi is down, might not be able to stay, says Nick. Annette, hello. So half a face today. So I had this idea because I have thought that this half a face could be cool here, and that could be interesting for the entire page. So that's kind of what I was thinking about as I chose this reference, and I went through looking for some pics of Sara to work from. And yeah, I'm working with ink. Let me know, everyone, what you're working from. I've been loving seeing the drawings that people have been doing and sharing. It was great drawing Greece yesterday, and seeing your drawings of Greece. And feel free to go back to the streams that you weren't here for. All of the replays are up here, and you can draw along with all of them. How's everyone else doing? Is anyone else under the weather? I have been caring for my little one. And now I feel like she looked. So we'll see how that develops in the coming days. All right, I have my calligraphy pen. I'm going to start drawing. And let's see how we go. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, just looking at half of the face. I don't know if and when I've drawn half a face before, but I'm going to draw half a face now. So Sara has this really incredible artist community and art school, and I have been honoured to be part of it for 4 years now. I guess the flagship of the Sara Bullock Art School is Let's Face It, which Shannon, who's also here, is teaching in this year. There are like 26 teachers, and it's a tutorial a week for a year, which is pretty epic. And all these different styles and approaches, and a huge community of people participating and sharing their work or not sharing their work. But I do feel it is a very lively and passionate, excited community. So it's really nice to be a part of. Yay, Shannon! There was a launch party last week, and Shannon and I got to draw there and hang out, which was nice. And Sabra, we got to hang out with too. I'm sure before I arrived it was also nice. But I was tending to my children, as I feel that I so often do. I have some support from the firstborn today. He's reading So apparently, I was feeling really, really good. I know that a lot of people around here, and even it seems people far away from here, over Christmas and New Year's, they were all like knocked out, being unwell. And I was like, we're not knocked out. Ha 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 ha. And I wonder if this is the same thing, and now it's our turn. We'll see. But I'm here drawing. I often find I make these commitments to drawing with people, and if you haven't picked up on it yet, this is part of the way I get myself to draw so much. It's by saying, "Hey, let's draw together," and then I've got to draw too. And so with the daily reference practice, I'm encouraging people to sketch at least 5 minutes a day, even if it's a really quick one. And if you can't, that's fine. But if you can, great. And maybe longer, maybe less, maybe once a week, whatever fits into your life. But today I spent a lot of time just lying around. And it's like, how's the stream going to be when I feel like this? But I've often had the experience when I have to draw that I feel invigorated by it, and it's kind of, at least for a time, my medicine to get up and draw and hang out with you. So, for those of you who were here yesterday and drew Greece with us, he replied, put some comments on the video, and he said those incredibly dark glasses that the optometrist said they're the darkest you can get. He's not allowed to drive with them. So they really were incredibly dark sunglasses. And if you didn't draw those incredibly dark sunglasses with us, check out that video, because it was such a cool reference to work from. Really clear, bold shapes. No eye to draw. Saved us some time there in the eye department. Who here, watching, drawing along, eating popcorn, whatever you're doing, who signed up for Let's Face It this year? Because it's going to be really cool. I'm already have fear of missing out. Seeing the work that people are doing from Kara's class, and Kara's sister Deanne is also one of the teachers, and so it's so cool. It's something that I really enjoy, and that's part of why this. I just love this, that we draw together. We're all sharing, practicing, sharing our take on the same image, and it's so fun to see what people make. And that for people who are participating and learning and following on with the classes, it's just such a wealth of experience that you get to tap into for the year. The link is in the description, by the way. Toto for the first time, Maya, Kiki first time, hola Luisa. That's exciting, first time. I think it's the 10th year, which is amazing. So Kara has been doing this for a good long while now. And Kara has also said that she will come on the Drawn Together show sometime. but she's a very busy person. And we haven't had any shows for almost a year. But it's in the stars. It will happen. Yeah, during the live launch party for Let's Face It, Sabra Al-Waisad was our last guest, March last year. And then we were talking about it and how great it was, and there was no reason why we stopped. Of course, there were lots of reasons why, and excuses why it's been hard to get back to it. But it was very unceremonious. It was just like, okay, not next week. Oh, not next week after. This is going on. Then this and this and this, and here we are, almost a year on. And but as we were chatting about it, as we were all in the same room, Shannon, Sabra, and I, we were like, let's just pick up where we left off. Let's have Sabra on as our next guest. She was the last guest. She'll be the next guest. And that is a really fun idea. And then, I don't know if I said this to you, Shannon, but I was thinking, what if we had everyone on again? But I don't know. We also had this list. I still have this list of people who said that they would like to join us. So there's still the waiting list of people that I'm really looking forward to talking to at some point. And if you want, you can watch the replays of all of the Drawn Together shows on my channel here, because they're all still there. And it'll be like being there live. A lot of them you can even listen to on podcasting platforms. So, Maya, Kiki, and Toto, how are you going so far with Let's Face It? I know that is a challenging thing. A lot of people, like, there's so much going on, there's so much to learn, so much to practice. But Kiki is like a powerhouse and is doing so much every day. But I had someone, I think middle of the year last year, who came to one of my live sessions, because I also host live sessions for Let's Face It at the last Saturday of each month. And someone came to one of my Zoom sessions, like, this is the first thing I've done all year. I was like, wow, that's great. So cool, welcome. And you have access to it for as long as there's internet. So it's fine. But there's varying kind of experiences that people share. Some people feel totally overwhelmed by seeing how much work people are doing, and they feel like they want to keep up, but they can't. But I would just say, let go of that kind of pressure and just do the ones that call to you when you have the time to do them. And it's a good idea to take these challenges on, but then also to make it a doable, enjoyable thing, rather than being crushed under the pressure of the productivity of all the other people. But it's not all the other people, it's some of them. Some people share a lot and it's amazing. Some don't. You just did week 2, Kiki. Well done. Andrew said yes. Costa Toreski. That would be cool. You're ready when I am. All right. It's all on me. Andrew Kadima came to one of our streams, and he was like, whenever you need someone for your show, I'm there. So that would be amazing. Because he recently came to Germany and didn't come visit me. So we'll just have to hang out on the internet. How do people feel drawing half a face? Is this something you've done before? Perhaps there's someone here who only ever draws half faces. Perhaps it feels uncomfortable and you just want to keep drawing over this side. Meryl is here. Oh, it's their first time here. I've known Meryl for so long, from Sketchy back in the day and 30 Faces, 30 Days. And Tuesdays, Meryl comes along to the Tuesday sessions, and it's your first time here. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining. Yes, Maya, it's not easy to keep up. But do what you can when you can. You could also, as the weeks start to accumulate, you could just like random.org, you could put in how many weeks there are in the year so far, and you could get random.org to pick a week for you. So if you're like 45 weeks into the year and haven't done anything yet, you could just get random.org to help you choose what you want to do. Random.org helps me through so many decisions. All right. What about this hair? Hi, Nick. Joining late. Sleep in, perhaps. Leslie, you're just doing half of Kara's reference. That's amazing. That could be a good way to keep up. Just do half faces for every one of the videos. Just do half portraits. And you could combine them. You could put like, you could do books. You could draw it in the gutter of the sketchbook and open it up, and it's like a surprise every time. Have another reference of Kara here. Could be like this. That'd be good. Here. I got my big pen. Listening to the ceasefire news. Yeah. How about ceasefire everywhere? Years ago. But yeah, good. But yeah. Intense. It's been intense. I just started listening to a conversation. Another ceasefire. Lex Friedman and Volodymyr Zelensky is his name, right? And it's very interesting to listen to. And it'd be nice for the firing to cease in all places and all across all conflict zones. So I was wondering about the hair, like what do I do about the hair? I got this big pen, and I don't really want to draw everything. I'm just kind of indicating some of it. I'm wondering, I think a bolder edge would be nice, but then with some like strands coming out. Yeah. There's the left side of the other reference next to this on the other side. I was wondering what's going to happen in between these two. It's an interesting, set up an interesting space in the middle between Greece and Kara. Yes, I will post the other reference on Discord. So yeah, if you're just here for the first time and didn't hear the stuff I said in the beginning, there's a Discord server where I share all of the reference. And people grabbing the reference there, drawing along, or just sketch what's on screen, maybe already finished. It's, I would like it to be a doable exercise for people. So it doesn't have to be a really in-depth portrait, to keep it loose. And that's what we'll be talking about on Sunday, my webinar. Sign up to my webinar, links in the description. On Sunday, going to be going through some playful exercises and ways to train our eye to see what we're seeing and kind of let go of the results. Because it's something I've been talking a lot about recently, I feel, and it's a really cool thing to be able to do, to just really focus on what you're drawing and kind of let go of whatever the results may be. And they may be awesome, and they may not, and you may want to paint gesso over it and do something else on it. But just doing it is such a good thing to do. Und falls es hier irgendwelche Deutschsprachige gibt, die von meiner Mentorship gehört haben, ich habe gestern entschieden, weil es ein bisschen Nachfrage gab und Neugier, dass es auch eine Mentorship-Gruppe auf Deutsch geben wird. Und ihr könnt da alle Details auf Englisch noch bei dylansara.com/mentorship anschauen. Und das wird auch demnächst losgehen. So, that'll be cool. Is anyone on Red Note? I just made an account there today because I saw Suma had an account there and Silesh, and I just thought it was hilarious that TikTok is being banned. Turns out it's going to be a sanctioned Pentagon propaganda influencers are allowed to share stuff there, like Mr. Beast and a few other people. So the TikTok ban is not even a ban. It's going to be if you toe the line and say what the Pentagon wants you to say, then you can be an influencer there. But yeah, a lot of people have been going over to Red Note, which apparently is clearly partially owned and run by the Chinese government. And that was what they talked about TikTok being, but it's not. And now like everyone's just like, hey, let's go over there, which is really interesting. And I was thinking, like, there's so many things in social media, like where I have had contact to people from places that I never would have imagined. And I feel it's been so enriching to see what people are doing in Russia and in the Congo and all over the place. Like, it's so, there is that incredible connection potential, and that people have been able to share so freely and educate and inspire each other. It's been really cool. But yeah, so now with Red Note, it's a Chinese app, so there's heaps of people, also amazing Chinese artists. Like, that's kind of the main pool for social media, or has been in the past, and it's probably for many of us. And it's like an area of the world where I have fairly limited exposure to the culture and the people. So yeah, interesting. I think this could be almost done. I feel like I'm almost done. I still need to tidy the kitchen. Mr. Beast works for the Pentagon now. Well, Hollywood works for the Pentagon. Like there's, all of these shooter games and war games and films, even the Marvel stuff, everything has to be, it goes through the filter of the Pentagon. They're like, we don't want you to say this thing, or like, you're going to use our weapons and our bases and it's going to look really cool and you make lots of money, but you're not allowed to say that part in the story. You've got to change that bit. And there's all this stuff about, it's, the whole entertainment industry in that way is just, there's it's there to educate and inspire and excite people in a certain way. So yeah, that was something that I just saw today. Fact check me. I'm just a guy hanging out on social media, hearing things from people. think I'm done. Aha. New conspiracy. Is that new? It's not a conspiracy theory. That's how it is. If you want to make a blockbuster film and you're going to have weapons and stuff in it, you can't criticize the people giving you the weapons and saying that you're allowed to do it. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's how it is. But we can pick up on that topic on another live stream. Wouldn't that be fun? It's so cool having you all here. Kiki, love how you got a quirky expression, half smile. Thank you. Yeah, I will share the other pic on the Discord server if people would like that one too. I was torn in half about which reference I wanted to work from, and ended up using this one. Yeah, so that was fun. Right at the edge of the page. Define a blockbuster film. Like big budget, I guess they're not all blockbusters, but big budget movies where there's like all the war movies I grew up watching. And apparently Marvel, totally. Like if you're gonna there's like this whole thing about the Pentagon's influence and control about what's allowed to be said in entertainment. If you're curious, read up on it, and you can tell us next live stream. I might just be flaking out in bed, trying to feel good by big budgets equals bad stories mostly. Yeah. I used to be all about it. I loved it. I loved Marvel films. I was like, Blade, back in the day, all that blood. Where did all the blood go? I was right into superheroes and all of that stuff. I was eating it up. I loved it. And then at some point, I was like, well, all of this. It's something my parents used to say, like, isn't that a bit violent? Like, it is, yeah. And then playing games. My dad walking in being like, how many people have you killed today? And he didn't like it, but he let me do it. And then at some point, I was like, well, yeah, all this violence in entertainment. I felt totally, and still am, in some way, desensitized by a lot of entertainment that I'd experienced. And then it makes so much sense that, like, the feeling you get, when the soldiers and the American soldiers and they're heroes and it's so good, and then the bad guys are so bad, and then you have to distrust these people that you see walking down the street because they look like the bad guys in the movie, and that's I think it goes a long way to influencing public opinion. Look at all these. Oh, Captain America. I refuse to watch Captain America. Here we go. Sodushan is in LA. It was like the day after we drew Sodushan that the fire started over there. Pretty wild. So this is these were pre-live stream. So these are the ones I did between Christmas and New Year. And then I was making time to sketch every day. And Kira said, why don't you keep live streaming? It's like, I will keep live streaming. Thank you for the permission. So yeah, I really like this one. And Kira also said, you always say you like stuff like that when you do stuff like that. Why don't you do more stuff like that? Good question. That's a good question. Here we go. This sketchbook so far. Stina gave me this sketchbook. It was the first drawing. I did it. Real nice drawing. I closed it. I was like, oh, this rooster is upside down. This is the back. So I'm going to do this whole sketchbook upside down. Thank you, Kara. Everyone can go check out all those things that I mentioned. There are lots of links in the description. Yeah, what's this going to be like when it's complete? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Modern mythology is missing the point of mythology in general. And the Hero Quest is only one of the stories. And that there are so many other important stories. The Hero Quest is important. And then other things are also important. What's a great low-budget movie? Anyway, I need to go. Thank you for being here. Let's keep talking about this tomorrow. Maybe we'll draw Captain America tomorrow. Thank you for being here, Cassidy. Thank you, everyone. We're not going to draw Captain America tomorrow. Although, I like to hold space for everyone, which is an interesting challenge in life. Thanks, Ed. Thank you. Let's do this again tomorrow, shall we? It'll be great. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for watching. We already do tolling.